It won't be the flipping of a switch. We're going to be proceeding carefully, bit by bit, one step at a time. Every step will be informed by the advice of the provincial health officer, as well as the input from British Columbians in every corner of this province.
All right, there's Premier John Horgan yesterday. Won't be a free-for-all, but he announced plans for reopening BC's economy. And shout out there to Nigel as well. He's doing great work as the sign language interpreter. To break this all down, let's bring in News 1130 legislative reporter Liza Yuzda. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning, Thor.
Okay, so they laid out a bunch of phases yesterday when it comes to opening BC's economy in different installments. So anything that really stuck out in your mind based on a lot of information we got yesterday from Victoria?
I think one of the things I was surprised about is how quickly they're moving, because they are starting fast with this. The first big step is going to be with provincial parks, and a lot of people have been missing those. A week today, they are going to open some up. We don't have the full list yet, nor maybe all of them. But on the 14th, we will see them open for day trips. A lot of people looking forward to that. Overnight trips are going to have to wait a while. Those won't be until June. And the Premier also making clear that even while they're opening up these parks, they don't want people traveling across the province to get to one. Go to one if there is one in your community. So the long weekend is when we're going to see the shift before and after. The long weekend, we're also going to be allowed to open up our social circles a little bit. So they talk about having your bubble. Well, some people will be able to broaden to someone else's bubble, like, to bring two bubbles together. Also saying that it will be okay for perhaps 2 to 6 people to sit together at a distance in very small groups to gather, not necessarily hugging your mom, unless you know that you've been very safe and you know that it's okay and that you guys have been in each other's bubbles. So that will open up. And then after the long weekend is when the real big changes are going to come. We're going to see restaurants open up. We're going to see more retail open up. You're going to see, you can see the board here, being able to go to your dentist, to your chiro, to your massage therapist, office workers going back, some sports going back. I'm not going to see contact sports, but like your baseball league is going to be there, and daycare is going back. So there's a lot of different changes, but with all of these, and the other big one, and I know Dr. Bonnie Henry has spoken about this, is hair salons, being able to go get your hair done.
Of course.
So yes, all of these are going to be able to open back up, but there are going to be caveats. Each of them is going to have a plan, a clear plan about how they're going to keep their staff safe, how they're going to keep us as customers safe. That plan is going to have to be made public to their licensing officers, also to us who will be going into their establishments.
Okay.
Some people...
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Some people are going to have those plans actually approved by health officers. They're going to be working with WorkSafe BC. So it's not a free-for-all saying just everybody throw open your doors.
Okay, so
there are going to be boundaries.
We were in the middle of phase 1, phase 2 getting rolled out mid-May. Let's talk phase 3 and 4 very quickly as we bring up the information for phase 3. How does this look like? This is more things getting opened up at this point.
Yeah, so this is coming over the summer, and what we're hearing is this is going to depend on how well we do in the first phase. This could see hotels and resorts open. I know I got emails already yesterday, people saying, is Whistler going to be open? Well, I think a lot of those hotels would fall under the resort category, and that will be a little while down the road. We could see some film production, and a lot of people will be excited to see that. It will be local production, not big international productions, of course. Movie theaters, some of those could open up, and schools. This is the big one. A lot of parents wondering when they came out of hearing what they heard yesterday, what does this really mean? And I think the answer is we still don't really know. The next phase for schools opening up is adding more children to the mix, doing part-time for especially the K-5 kids, the kids who can't be home alone. There are a lot of students, thousands of students in schools already across the province, of essential workers and children who need a little more help than they can get at home. If that larger mix is going to happen before the end of the year, remains to be seen. I think some people would like it very much. I think there are others that are more reluctant about it. It will be voluntary. Whatever happens before the end of this school year is going to be voluntary. Come September, that's when we see the plan for especially the lower grade schools going back, probably not as we saw before COVID-19 hit, but seeing half the class going one day, the other half the next day. Having delineated spaces for kids so everyone is 2 meters between. There was some talk yesterday about in schools doing group activities when they're closer together, or doing some sports that kids wear non-medical masks. So there's a lot of changes coming, and there's a lot of unknowns still.
And then as we wrap, let's quickly look at phase 4. Not a lot in here, but this is looking at the furthest away from where we are right now.
And this is one that there's going to be a lot of people disappointed. I mean, if you wanted to go to the nightclub, if you wanted to go to your casino, you're not going to be doing that for a long time. Conventions are not going to happen. You're not going to be sitting watching a Canucks game anytime soon, and you're not going to be going to a big concert. Those things are going to be far off in the distance. Dr. Bonnie Henry is saying that will come when we see vaccinations, herd immunity, or widespread treatment. So we know that those are a long way off. And I know we did our Facebook Live the other day, and a child asked about going to Florida to see her father this summer. And Dr. Henry is saying this is not going to be the summer for that. There will still be the 14-day quarantine. And we know a lot for people returning. And we know a lot of people just aren't flying, and airlines aren't flying.
Okay, a lot of information there. Going to require a lot of patience. Thank you so much, Liza. We'll talk to you very soon. All right, that's